I remember for the longest time I wanted to start YouTube. Like genuinely, this has been one of those dreams that's just always lived inside of me. Since I was a kid, I'd make these random little videos in the weirdest ways trying to do YouTube without actually showing my face because I was awkward in front of the camera when I was a kid, and I was also scared of everyone finding out that I do YouTube. And then what happened? I let the dream go. I let it go for years because of what others would think of me. I kept telling myself that YouTube is hard to grow on, it takes forever, it's not worth the effort, I'll do it sometime when I look better. All those thoughts just came crawling in my head, but honestly, I don't think that was the truth. I think that was all just an excuse. What was really holding me back was commitment. The fear of actually showing up week after week, recording, editing, uploading, being seen, being vulnerable in front of everyone and their thoughts and what they think of me. And I love editing. I have been editing for years. So I really wanted to get on YouTube to just kind of be creative and edit something fun. So I used to do them for free without uploading them, which I regret because I should have uploaded sooner. But it was the idea of sticking to something for long term that made me hesitate, I feel like. But the second that I actually started, it changed everything. And this time I'm doing it for my younger self. YouTube gave me my spark back. It gave me a place to be creative again, to tell stories, to help people. And when people tell me that they have seen my video and they've got value, that's the biggest thing. That's the most treasured thing that I can get when being on YouTube. And I feel like for once, I've been consistent with something that actually matters to me and for me. Since I started, I've uploaded 3 times a week consistently for over a month, and the results have been insane. Not just in numbers, but I'm talking about how I feel more aligned, more confident, and more in love with what I'm doing. So grab your notebook, my loves, because class is in session and let's get all of you monetized and live your dreams. Okay, to get monetized on YouTube, you have to basically hit a threshold, which was 4,000 public watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. And I posted my first proper video like with my face in it on 8th Feb, and I got monetized on 3rd March, which is surreal. I hit 1,000 subscribers on 1st March, and then my watch hours were done, I think exactly 2 days after that. So yeah, I was fully monetized and I could apply in less than a month, which still feels insane for like little 15, 12, 13, 11-year-old to say out loud. But yes, I am monetized. You know how everyone starts these videos and talks about all the tips that you need to do after starting YouTube, after you've uploaded all of those settings? But I feel like I want to focus this video more on an overall objective and how to grow. Obviously, there will be tips, but I first want to talk about something that I feel like no one talks about, which is the most important, and I think that is mindset before you even start, because I've been struggling with that for years, and that's why I didn't start earlier. Because if your mindset isn't right, going into YouTube, I'm going to be real with you, you're probably not going to stay motivated, and hence you're not going to get monetized earlier, because mindset is everything. I feel like in the olden days, when I was at least a big YouTube fan, it was so glorified to be on YouTube, but for the right reasons, for actually making content. I remember when the back to school videos were like a thing, when people used to go into classrooms and film for fun. They would be creative, but I feel like somewhere down the line now, YouTube has now become a make money fast online platform, which it totally is not, because being on YouTube is a long-term business, a long-term game. Every video that you put out is a digital asset for yourself. So I feel like if you come into this with a mindset that I'm going to be a millionaire in a year, I don't think that's a right mindset to have. So before you even upload your first video, I feel like you need to be really honest with yourself and say that yes, YouTube is a long-term game. Yes, it's going to take time, but it is so worth it. It's just like building any other business. It takes the consistency, patience, and belief. And you don't even expect to have profits the first year when you're doing a business. So why are you coming in to YouTube with a make money fast online scheme? Because that's not what it is. It's so much better than that. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have to be excited. You don't have to be positive. Of course, be optimistic. That's why you're here. But you also need to walk in with the mindset of, I'm willing to give this 1 year or 2 years or whatever it takes to create the life I want. Obviously, if you're doing YouTube as a hobby on the side, then maybe what I'm saying doesn't make sense to you. But this is for someone who truly wants to make this their full-time career and be successful and live off YouTube and genuinely live their best life, because you totally can. Whether that's the freedom that you want, the financial freedom, the creativity, to be able to get paid by being creative and being yourself, being able to travel, vlog, share your thoughts, or just do what you love for a living, because I love the idea of that. Whatever your version of success looks like, but mindset is step 1. And for me, honestly, YouTube is the dream. It always has been. It's what I want to turn into my full-time career, my business, my creative outlet, my hobby as well, because I genuinely love doing it. So if you're on the same path as me, I can help you with this video. But again, you need to start with the mindset that is going to take time, and that's okay because it is possible. Now, I'm not saying that it will take time for everyone. There have been people who have grown faster, but I still feel like you should go in with the mindset that I'm going to do what I love and be detached from the outcome. Most people I see who quit, it's not because they're not talented, it's because they go in thinking that they're not good enough, that it's too late, or that YouTube is saturated, or that no one will care about me and trust me. If you start with those beliefs, that's the energy you're putting out from your very first video, and people can feel energy. Everything that you're feeling through this video is energy. Now, I'm not saying that don't be real or vulnerable, because that's what you have to do. Absolutely be real. But I'm saying that stop doubting yourself before you even start. You're not too boring. You're not too late. You're not pretty enough. There's no such thing like that. You are you, and that is your unique power. There are so many people in the world who have access to YouTube. It's the second most powerful search engine, and there are people out there who are going to connect deeply with you and the very things that you thought you need to hide. So the little quirks, your overthinking, your softness, the fact that you speak too fast, the realness, that's what makes people love you. So stay authentic to yourself when you start. You don't have to perform, you just have to show up as yourself. And please work on your subconscious programming before you hit record, because I put YouTube off for years, and the only reason I could finally start was because I worked on myself and how I saw myself. That gave me many years to work on myself. I'm not saying you take that many years, but I'm just saying take a few days, or just through the journey, start reprogramming your subconscious mind and say things like, I'm amazing, I have a beautiful personality, I am confident, I have so much to offer, and I have so much to say because I have a voice and people will love me for being me. When you start doing that, that energy is then put out into the video, right? And that became my mental foundation. And once that clicked with me, everything else just started flowing instantly. So start there. Start with the version of you that already believes in yourself, that already knows that you're meant for more in this life, that already sees yourself as a creator, because you truly are the creator of your own reality. Now that you worked on your mindset, you're ready to start YouTube, but you're supposed to understand a few things when you're about to start YouTube. And that's how I kind of understood the algorithm. So in the beginning, what happened with me is that my videos were very new to the platform, as anyone's is. Your face, your voice, unless you're already famous, but your face and your voice, your vibe, your niche, everything about you is so fresh to the algorithm. So you're not some recycled content, right? You're unique, you're new. So you have to understand that the algorithm will take its time to understand who to give your content out to. So when you post your first few videos, the algorithm kind of lets it simmer almost, just live. It doesn't always push it immediately, and that is okay. You need to let your videos breathe. You need to let them sit, let it sizzle. Don't go ahead and delete them because you don't get more than 100 views of the first day. Just let it sit in the algorithm, right? And there are so many cases where some of my old videos have randomly started getting traction and views. And during the time, don't obsess over your views. Like seriously, for the first month or two, I did not, it's hard to say I didn't look at the metrics, but I tried my best to stay away from the numbers. Obviously, when I was doing my research, I would look at them, but not constantly. Just create and just keep posting. And I know everyone says this and you probably heard it, but it's true that quality comes with quantity. You can't expect your first few videos to be perfect. You're literally teaching yourself a whole new skill if you're new to it, like how to talk to a camera, how to edit, how to be authentically yourself on the screen, because it can be weird. Like it can be weird switching on a camera and then being authentic in front of no one. And it's so awkward at first. Like even now, after making 50 plus videos, some days I still sit in front of the camera and I'm like, what am I even doing? Am I even myself? Imposter syndrome is real, but some videos I realize I flow more like myself. It's getting better with time, obviously, and some I don't. Some I'm like, is that me? But some days your energy is just off and some days you're not in the zone. But none of that matters, because discipline is what counts. Because the only way you can get better is by showing up every single time. Stick to a schedule. So just post, show up, and no pressure to be perfect, because in the start, probably no one's even watching. Or even if they are, but just no pressure in the start. It's much easier to post and experiment in the starting few weeks than when you blow up. For me, like I said, I committed to posting 3 times a week, every week, without fail. I know. Not because I had to, but because I wanted to. I'm enjoying the process genuinely, and I have big goals with this, and I'm showing up for them. But I get it. You might be working a full-time job. You might be doing other things on the side. I am too, but I still chose to make time for this because I genuinely want to grow. So if you're serious, and I'm hoping you are, if you're watching this video, here's what I would say is that once a week posting, I would say, is a non-negotiable. Try posting once a week if you want to grow super quick on here. Start there. Build the habit, one video a week. You don't have to have a specific day if you can't in your schedule, but have one video up every week. Even if it's messy, just put it out there. And if you can, push for 2 videos, because the more that you post, the more social media space you take up, the faster you'll grow, not just in numbers, but in skill, in confidence, in clarity, in knowing what to do, what your audience is liking. You'll get better at talking to the camera, better at storytelling, better at connecting with people, and better at showing yourself authentically in front of the camera. So the first thing I feel like that really helped me hit over 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in my first month was focusing on search-based and evergreen content, which is what people are searching for at the moment and what is also evergreen content. Because you want content that flows with trends, and you also want content that is evergreen, that will get you those views and watch hours. My first few videos, I mainly made obviously things in my niche, topics in my niche, but around questions that people were already typing into YouTube. You can just go to the search bar, type your niche, and look at the auto suggestions. Those are your gold mine topics to start with. Why? Because these videos keep getting views even after they've been uploaded, which makes it a way easier way to hit that monetization faster, which is the goal. I also use tools like TubeBuddy, I believe, and vidIQ was really helpful to find low competition, high search keywords. And I'd use ChatGPT then to brainstorm title variations and then pick the one that felt the most clickable and searchable. And before titling a video, I'd go onto the YouTube search bar, I'd type like if my video was about feminine energy or self-growth, and look at the auto suggestions. Example, how to be soft in your feminine energy is mostly what was searched. So I take that and create an exact video around the title with that. So I know that more people will search my videos and thus giving me more views, because no one knows me as of now. No one will search my name. That made sure that my content was built around what people were already searching. And look, if you want to do vlogs, I get it. I love them too. I love watching and making vlogs. But if you're starting from zero like me with no following on any other platforms, vlogs are maybe not the move in the beginning, because let me be honest, no one cares about you yet. Right now, your job is just to sit and give value to people. That's what makes people stop and listen and then come back. Personally, my niche is around self-growth, mindset, and then a little bit of law of attraction as well. So I show up with that info that people are actually using and can use in their life. And when someone applies whatever I say, like a video that I've talked about, and then they see results and they share that with me, they come back for more. That's how you as a creator will build trust. That's how you build a real audience and real connection in the starting. And then eventually that's when they start caring about your life, your vlogs, your behind the scenes, how you then apply whatever you're talking about in your videos in your real life. So I would say don't start with randomness, start with real value. Use search-based evergreen topics. For me, topics like feminine energy, magnetic mindset, high value habits did really well. So I made more content around that. I repurposed content around that same topic. Double down on what's already working for you in the start. I cannot stress on this more. Look at what performs well in your first few videos. Honestly, in the first few months, I would say that look at YouTube Studio as your teacher, because you need to see the analytics and you need to see what is working for you more than looking at the numbers. That's how you will build your momentum fast and get monetized even more quicker. Okay, and tip number 2 is absolute gold. I honestly think this made a huge difference for my channel in the start. It is to create a binge watchable series. I did this around my 5th or 6th video, I believe. Once I started feeling a little more confident with what I was doing and wanted to try something new, I launched my Glow Up From Within series. If that's where you found me, hi. I made a playlist for it and uploaded around 8 episodes. Now, obviously, you don't need to do 8. You can do 3 or 4 if you want to keep it light. But creating a mini series gives your audience a reason to stay on your channel and wait for more videos. Hence, they will subscribe. And this worked for my channel. It worked wonders. Before the series, I was getting around 500 to 600 views on every video, which is great. But once I started doing the series, I think my first video went above 1K and then 2K. And then one of the videos even hit 5.8. It's sitting at 5.8K views right now. It literally was my second week at YouTube and I was mind blown. I was like, wow, I'm getting 1+ K views. One of those videos alone brought me over 200 subscribers that day, which was wild to me. So yes, it works. Doing a series genuinely works. It keeps people engaged. It creates that binge effect that YouTube loves and helps your videos then get pushed even more. I feel like it also gave me that cozy podcast vibe. It was like I was doing my own podcast series where people feel like they're going through something with you and growing with you. So I'd really recommend doing that by your second or even third week in YouTube. If you're not overwhelmed, start doing a series. You can do a 4 to 5 episode series. Also, it really works. And make a playlist. Try making a mini series on a topic that your audience is responding to. Make it around that, and don't forget to make it a playlist and group all of those episodes in there. So it makes it super easy for people to keep watching, hence giving you the watch time hours and then also subscribers. Trust me, this one tip can literally shift your growth like no other. And then number 3 is to create a shorts funnel that drives views to your main videos. In the start, let me be honest, I didn't focus on shorts. I was like, what can it even do for your channel? But then I researched and I realized that shorts is actually a brilliant way to grow. Not such a brilliant way to get monetized, but to actually grow your subscribers. Then I started posting 1 to 2 YouTube shorts a day that were directly or indirectly related to my long form videos. So at the end of each short, I just say something simple like, if you want the full version of this, it's up on my YouTube channel. I'm talking about this on my channel, that on my channel. That way my shorts were getting more views because I was being consistent with it, and it was bringing in new people and pushing them around and towards my channel to my new full videos, helping me reach those subscribers and then obviously get those watch hours faster. YouTube is genuinely pushing shorts right now like no other. It's relatively new, so they want people to get more used to it and active on shorts, so they will promote your shorts more. 100%, I've seen that myself. The way it promotes short form is completely different from long form, and it's honestly much easier to get reach when you're a new channel. Plus, it doesn't need that extra time. You can easily repurpose your TikToks or Instagram Reels if you've been doing them, or if you've already made them on your shorts. That's completely okay. Just make sure it doesn't have any copyrighted stuff. And then with your short, if you're recording one, always lead with a strong opening line in the first 1 to 2 seconds. No slow intros. It's a short, you know the drill. Say something direct to the point that makes people want to keep watching. Like, here's how I actually started building confidence, or this one mindset changed how I show up in dash. The goal is to grab that audience attention and give them value like instantly, and that's what keeps people watching. That's what will push your video further and then get them to your channel. Consistent shorts plus solid long form videos is genuinely the golden formula to real growth on YouTube. And then one thing that helped me build trust with my new viewers was creating content that my audience noticed and responded to even before I had a big community. I wasn't trying to be an expert or show up with perfect videos. I was just being intentional with what I was saying. I focused on giving value right away. My videos weren't about me. It wasn't focused on my life. Like, today I did this is what happened. Yes, I would give instances like personal experiences, but it was more for the audience. I was honestly serving, I still am, but I'm serving you guys instead of serving myself. Whether it was through my feminine energy content, my healing anxious attachment, or glow up routines, I made sure that every video answered a particular question or definitely solved a small problem that you may be having, and so that you went satisfied away from me. And what I noticed is that when I did that, even with a small audience that I had at first or now also, people started commenting things like, this is exactly what I needed, you explained this better than anyone else, or I'm so glad that I found your page. And I love reading those comments, so please keep them coming. But that's how you build a community and credibility. Start small. You don't have to have a community of 100,000 followers to be influencing, but you have to start small. In a way, you have to give them value, no matter if you have 10 people watching or 500,000 people watching. So show up with real value, clear energy, and care for your audience, because they, trust me, can see right through that. I also then paid attention to what videos that my community was saving, commenting on, or watching till the end. You can see all of this in your YouTube Studio app. It's the best app, download it. And I made more like those then. It wasn't about chasing views. It was honestly understanding what people wanted to watch from me, because I can create content on anything and everything, but it's more about what you want to watch. And then that naturally positions you as someone that they can trust, and that trust, that is what builds authority even in your very first month or week. And lastly, I worked on my mindset and subconscious beliefs, and honestly, that's what kept me going. You guys know this is what the channel is about. I love talking about your mindset. It's the most important thing when you're doing anything. This part is so important. Like I mentioned earlier, your mindset will carry you through the highs and lows of being on YouTube, and there will be both. There will be highs, there will be lows. You have to just stay consistent. When I first started, I noticed that a few of my videos did really well because they were just like, YouTube was just pushing them out because I was starting. They were getting pushed out. I was gaining steady subscribers, and then everything felt really exciting and like a rush. I was like, I'm gonna do this overnight. But then suddenly I hit this really weird slow patch. Like I was barely getting any views or subscribers, 1 or 2 a day barely, but I didn't stop. I didn't change my posting schedule. I kept posting 3 times a week, which is insane. And then boom, one of my videos picked up again for about a week. Then again, I was getting about 100 subscribers a day, which was wild. And then again, things dipped down. Like it actually felt like I got shadow banned. I was searching, is shadow ban on YouTube a thing? And I realized it's not. It's just the way the algorithm works. A bunch of videos just completely underperformed for me. And I'll be real, this could have been the moment that I would be discouraged like anything else in my life. But I kept reminding myself that this is a long-term goal. This is a long-term goal. No, it's a long-term game. And I stayed focused. I kept showing up. And then once again, another video did well. And then that's what I learned, that you have to really detach from the outcome and the numbers. It can be really overwhelming. And you're just like, there's so many hours of work going in, but there's nothing coming. Especially in the first few months, you cannot let motivation depend on views or numbers. You cannot. What helped me is that I kept my vision board right in front of me, and sometimes I'd literally just stare at that YouTube silver play button and imagine myself unboxing it, or I'd make it my phone wallpaper and remind myself that I'm on my way. I just need to keep going, and I know it'll happen one day. I genuinely do. Trust. Because this platform will test your patience, but if you stay consistent and keep your energy in the right place, it works. Because like Instagram, we post a 1-minute reel. It doesn't take that much effort, but for YouTube, it's 2-3 hours of filming and then 6-7 hours of editing, and then a video goes out to get 100 views. And it can be really, really demotivating, but you have to understand that these are digital assets that are going to make you money in your sleep eventually, and also give you a beautiful community to look forward to. Getting monetized is not impossible. It's mainly strategy, consistency, and mindset. I didn't wait to feel ready. I showed up, I gave value, and learned as I went. Take this as your sign to start today or tomorrow if it's already late at night. But if you stay focused, choose the right content, and commit to the process, it's 100% possible for anyone. Absolutely. We all have so much that we can share, but we just feel like we don't. But trust me, we all are unique, and we have so much from our backgrounds, from our knowledge that we can share, and someone out there will want to watch it. So if this video gave you value, don't forget to subscribe. I'm sharing everything I learn as I grow on YouTube and as a human, so we grow together. I value each and every one of you, and I'll see you in my next video.